Man, I should have written it down. That's what I found. Today's presentation is actually, I was going to get up earlier, and then I was going to do. Let's see, it was going to be a random thoughts, but I was laying in bed. This was like 5 hours ago, and it was. I should have written these before I did this. It was. You're just going to bore people. I'm going to bore people. It was Hulk Hogan. Oh, LLMs. Video, which is pre-NWO. And it was, Where Were You? Different voices. What else was there? This is a rehash joke I've done a million times. There's the swamp joke, which is swamp equal to full world. What else was there? There was, what else was there? I was taking a bath this morning, and they had a guy on YouTube, the 2012 dude, the crazy 2012 guy, who shot up Arizona, or Minnesota or Arizona, I don't remember. Crazy guy. Bald. He was bald. Kind of fat. Fat face. What else was there? There was, this was, when I was laying in bed, this was after I got out of bed, there was pharmacies versus drugs versus precursors. What else is there? There's, I'm not going to look at my ChatGPT log, but what was it? I spent like an hour, 30 minutes or an hour doing that. And then there was, what else was there? This is bulk chemicals, by the way. Bulk chemicals. Bulk chemicals are precursors. Let's see what else is there. Whisper. This is real. I was like whispering that. That's fun to whisper. What else? And then there's shit. I gotta connect these somehow. If I can't connect these, I'm insane. This is a challenge. The challenge is to take multiple things unconnected and then force them into some sort of connection. This guy was crazy. He was doing A, B, C. He was talking like he thought he was fucking Aristotle or something. That was the 10 minutes of a YouTube video I watched, and then he went nut job. But so that was what I was. That's the crazy guy from 2012 who was fat. And then what else was there? Oh man, I gotta think. I thought I had more for this. Whatever. Did he talk about the CIA? CIA Moscow? You want to talk about that? The CIA went to Moscow like a day ago. This connects to this. What else is there? I'm trying to remember what was in my brain. What else was there? Oh man. Do I not have anything else? Is that it? Is there nothing else in my brain? Oh man. Okay, so now I gotta connect these together. So the initial thought was, I was laying in bed. I don't read books because I'm never gonna read another book again in my life. I haven't read a book in like 10 or 20 years. Because books are stupid. Books are stupid. Oh, there was that other guy. I don't remember his name. This was a YouTube video from this morning too. There was a guy, it was Robinson Crusoe. He won the Nobel something for literature in 2002 or 3. Or 2. And his whole thing was like a Robinson Crusoe deconstruction where there's like two people inside of a person. and that was what his speech was about or something. That's the way I remember it, because it's like, that's the way the YouTube video made it sound. I didn't read it. I'm not gonna go. I'll watch a video before I fucking read it something. So that was actually more important than I remember it being, because I just remembered that part. It was not Robinson Crusoe. It was a guy who won the Nobel Prize for Literature. And he was like, which one's which? Or the person, it was weird. It was the way he talked about it was very weird. Because it reminded me of the schizophrenic story of the crazy bald guy from 2012. Because he was like crazy. But this guy was like won a Nobel Literature thing. So I was just kind of, but he was talking about there are like two people. There's the person experience. Because he was talking about his story was Robinson Crusoe. I don't know. Someone was writing a letter back to the writer of Robinson. The writer of Robinson Crusoe is a person. I don't know. You'd have to go look it up. I don't understand it, but it was like weird the way he talked about it. It was pretty cool. And then books are stupid. See, that's a different story. This sort of connects to this, but then okay, there's no connection to any of this. You want to talk about pharmacies and drugs and precursors and bulk chemicals? Yes, that would be a good, easy conversation. It'll make me seem sane. So you have drugs, which are illegal, fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, and then you have pharmacies, which sell stuff, which is like kind of illegal. It's basically a drug. You know, some of that stuff is meth. Some of it is, you know, Oxycontin is basically heroin. Fentanyl is basically a drug, and then they're basically drug, but they have to have like a gate check. They have to have ECP, call it ECP. They probably have some stuff. And then you have precursors, which are like stuff China sells, but it's also stuff you can buy in America. Like, I don't know if this is true, but I saw this one website once where they were like, I was looking at, there was this 20, it was like 100, probably 50 or 100, maybe more, little precursor drugs. And some of them were like caffeine. You want to buy bulk caffeine? You want to buy a kilogram of caffeine? Or do you want to buy like something that's a precursor for meth? And they would sell stuff that was like, I was Googling like what all these little 159227s, you know, it's fun stuff. And then they have, and I Googled it and it gave me a YouTube video, and it was like, this is basically how to make, it was either Adderall or meth. And they were selling like some, which was cool. I was like, and it's technically legal, which is kind of cool. So that's a bulk chemical. But that's also China fentanyl precursors. Yeah, so like, you know, it's just, you know, drugs are just made out of like stuff around you. It's not like it's magical. Which is, did I talk about this? Fentanyl supposedly, I don't know, they said fentanyl might be death downs because of too many 23 in China, and China's like maybe helped a little bit. I don't know. Whatever, that's not really related to this. And then this is also about gas station drugs. Gas station drugs. There was like a Fedra. When I was a kid, they had a Fedra, and then around 2011, they had DMAA. DMAA, it goes in here. DMAA. Ooh, DMAA is yummy. DMAA. Great. You can't legal it. You can buy it, but you can't put it in a product. It's like 10 times better than caffeine, but it's like, it's legal-ish. So what was this about? This was about another YouTuber who goes around to like gas stations and he'll buy these pills and they'll put like Viagra in them. These people will sell you bulk Viagra. If you want like a half a kilo, you want 100 grams of Viagra, the pure shit, you can get it at the bulk chemicals. I don't know what the legality of that is. And then you have like real drugs, which are like cocaine, fentanyl. I was interested in the difference between. I should have done these in a different order. I should have done drugs, precursor, pharmacy. I don't know. Whatever. Should have done them in a different order, because then it would have been more of a spectrum thing. Well, that's boring. There's no what. My logical thought is they're gonna make it because they defunded a bunch of stuff, so they're gonna be like, you'll go to the gas station, and you know half the fun of prostitution. You know, if you go to a bunny ranch, there's nothing fun about fucking a prostitute at a bunny ranch. But if you're driving around and you don't know what you're gonna get, that's half the fun of like fucking a prostitute. It's like, am I gonna get a good one tonight? Am I gonna get a bad one tonight? You go to the bunny ranch and it's like every Friday is $200. It's the same. There's no excitement. There's no, oh boy, is it a good night or the thrill of the chase? So they're gonna do that with like drugs at gas stations, where they might put like some DMA, or they might put some like boner pill in there, or they might put some other shit in there. Because there's a lot of good drugs you can get at these bulk chemical places. You get some neurotopics. You get some DMA, some DMHA. You know, you be like, oh man, this feels good, and they get a lottery system. Because remember, you people are gonna get used to whatever you do. You guys are gonna, so they gotta keep moving it. They gotta be like, hey, I'm chasing the high. Remember, chasing the high. Remember, cocaine is only $3,000, $5,000 in Colombia. They're fucking making you chase that because it's $100,000 if it's $100 a gram. They're getting you to chase. They just want you to chase. The world is very boring. So they need to purposely create destabilization to keep things moving. You're always chasing. Where's the hooker? Why can't I get the same hooker? It's a chase to find the same hooker. Bulk chemicals, pharmacies, ECP. Any other good jokes? These don't connect, man. I'm not going to be able to connect these together for you, buddy. I can't connect these together very well. I was laying in bed, and I love to whisper, where were you? I saw this movie once, and they were like, where were you? And it was like, where were you when I created the universe? Where were you? It's like really deep sounding. It's like, where were you? So I was like doing different voices. I started doing Hulk Hogan. I was like, where were you, brother? And then I was doing like a British voice. I was like, where were you, brother? I don't think I said brother now. And then it was like, And this is Hulk Hogan LLMs. Because I was going to ask, was there a difference between NWO Hogan and how he spoke before? Because he probably changed his LLM. He changed his LLM when he joined his NWO. He changed his cadence and stuff. He changed his style, which is like a Laura or an LLM. Okay, does that connect anything? Where were you, brother? Where were you, brother? What is this? Come on, give me something here. You got it. This is not really connecting to anything. That's just a news event. You have anything for me? You got to connect this together for me, buddy. Come on, you can do better than this. I don't think I can. I think I fucked up on this one. What was it about? It's about, because I was going to come out here, when I got up this morning, like 6 o'clock. Well, no, I got up at I took a nap, and I woke up again at like 8 p.m. So I woke up, and I was going to go out here and come out here and do this. And what is it? What time is it now? It's like 1 o'clock right now. So that was like 3-4 hours ago. What was I going to do? I was going to do a video just on when I woke up, and then I don't remember what it was about, because it was mostly just about that whisper part. It was going to be like, where are you? And then, I don't know. Shit. I can't connect these. I don't think I can connect these. That Robinson Crusoe thing was really good this morning. I really like the way he said that. It was like the two selves. I gotta find something there. Dolly Parton's dead. Can you put that in there? That's just random news, though. Dolly Parton dead. Did you know the next hurricane is going to be Hurricane Dolly or something? That's conspiracy theory, supposedly. P-A-R-T-O-N? P-A-R-T-O-N. Is there any... Are these connected? Probably not, but you could probably make a connection if you wanted. Oh, shit. What was this about again? There's something about, if you're 1% corrupted, you're 100% corrupted. You can't be 1% corrupted. You have to be it's a zero sum. That's not really connected to this, but it could be. What else I got? I did that last night. I already did the neon. That was a funny one. Neon movement. I like that one. I'm gonna bring nobility back to this neon and stardust were two sororities in a high school, and I was gonna do a neon, and it was gonna be pro nobility because neon is neon a noble gas? Pro nobility. It's a nobility movement. A neo pro nobility, but it's a mass nobility movement. It's not gonna be like a 10% nobility. It's gonna be bring nobility back to the masses. A mass nobility movement? Yes, mass nobility. You want to do the Baron Trump stuff? You did that last night, right? I didn't upload that yet, but whether it was you did that last night though, right? I gotta connect these somehow. I'm looking for a connection between this stuff. Oh, the elites are sociopaths. Everyone knows that though. Like, I'm not telling anyone anything new there, right? Like, the elites are all sociopaths. They're all sociopaths. I'm not discriminating. The American elites and the Chinese elites, the Ukrainian elites, the Russian elites. I'm not here to discriminate. They're all sociopaths. That's common knowledge, I think. I'm not spilling the beans on that one, right? That's the entire, which connects to the whole world is a swamp. It's not just Washington, D.C. Russia, Ukraine, China, all swamp. The whole world is a swamp, which connects to the neo-neon movement, which would be a pro-nobility movement for the masses. A mass pro-nobility movement for the masses. Because, I had a Taylor Swift joke. Yes, Taylor Swift again. Taylor Swift. This is a joke that could get me in trouble, but it's a parable, so I'll use the word parable. It was meant to be like a very anti-Taylor Swift joke, but Taylor Swift is symbolic of celebrity. So it was an anti-celebrity joke masqueraded as an anti-Taylor Swift joke. But here's the thing, the celebrities have a lot of investment in celebrities. So if I did a parable about Taylor Swift, they'd be like, hey, you're making fun of Taylor Swift, and they wouldn't understand that the parable is actually about how you fucking retards are glorifying your celebrities, and they're all basically terrible people. And it wasn't actually a Taylor Swift joke. I don't even know that much about her. I know she's a billionaire. She's like a billionaire, I think. Does that connect to any of this? Yes, because they're all like selling drugs, and they move the drug numbers around. They're always like, hey, they'll water it down, and then they like kratom. You think there's a kratom over here? They sell kratom now, don't they? Kratom is kind of like it's supposed to be like if you were on heroin and you started doing kratom, it might be better, but it's still technically a drug you get addicted to. So you could compare celebrities to a version of drugs. You people are addicted to drugs, you're addicted to celebrities. That could be a possible connection between the whole drug thing right here and the Taylor Swift thing. This makes me seem like a crazy person who's like, I just hate all celebrities. I don't really give a shit about Taylor Swift any more than all the other fucking sociopaths. Is there a connection to any of this shit? I don't know. I gotta find a connection. Otherwise, I just come off like that crazy guy. Because that crazy guy, I only watched like 20 minutes of that video, but he was like making YouTube videos that were like literally insane, supposedly. But that was based on 10 or 20 minutes of me watching a YouTube video about the guy. So I don't know if that's. You gotta be careful. And then this guy connects to that fucking Robinson Crusoe Nobel Literature guy who was talking about there's two people. I don't know. It's complicated. I can't explain it entirely. And here's my other theory. If you got like someone like, if you've ever done caffeine, the first time you do caffeine, like really like coffee or espresso, and then you do DMAA for the first time, you're like, this is like caffeine, but like 3 or 4 times stronger, 5 times. And then you do like meth, it's like 20 times stronger than, I don't know, 100 times stronger than caffeine. They're really just drug sellers. I guess that's the analogy I'm going for. And then this whole thing is interconnected together, the pharmacy, the drug dealers, and the precursors, and then celebrities. I don't know, if I'm stretching here. I don't know if I can connect these. Oh, and then there's going to be like a gray market I talked about them putting like fucking ED meds and like, do you not feel like a male? Go down to the gas station, and they put like a little bit of the illegal Viagra stuff in there. I feel like I'm 20 again. I got a heart on. They trick you fucking. You people are fucking retards. I'm telling you, man. You're some of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever met. What else? I think that is that connected all together? Not really. Huh. Is this connected in? If you're in for 1%, you're in for 100%. You can't, if you sell for, I thought the one was in for a penny. In for a penny. In for a pound. See, I thought it was supposed to be that old anti-Semitic story where, like, if you're in for a penny to the shop, they'll cut off a pound of your flesh. But it actually just, it's a sunk cost fallacy. It's called sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy, which is where, like, you know, this was about that dude who shot Charlie Kirk. You could do that. You could throw that in there. I could throw him in here because this connects to that sort of. Because like that guy was like dating some dude and then like or lady dude or whatever, and then at a certain point that guy was like crazy because he was like nesting and stuff. I watched this one documentary about the guy, the dude who was like a lady, and he was nesting and he was like crazy. And one of my theories was that dude who shot him, the shooter, he was like he had two choices. He had like two choices. His boyfriend was nuts. Which means he wasted whatever, a couple years of his life. Or B, he had to like change, and he was like, "Fuck it." My girlfriend won't stop whining, boyfriend, whatever. And so he went and did his little nasty thing, right? Because he had sunk cost. He was like, "I'm not stupid, right? Like I hooked up with this dude, lady, and I've been with her for a year or something." So he was like, "And she won't shut the fuck up." And then he went and did his thing, you know. But he had a sunk cost of like. He didn't want to get rid of his sunk cost because he's just like everybody else. You all got sunk cost fallacies in your brains, which is where you're like, I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound, you know. I'm not wrong. I already invested all this energy into it, so now I guess I'm stuck. Whatever you are, you're stuck meaning because you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. Your sunk cost fallacy, you know. Which by the way, this is not what I thought it was. I thought it was more of like if you're in for a penny. The Shylock has a pound of your flesh, but that's not what it means. It means just in for a penny, in for a pound. I think there's a story in the CIA Moscow. The CIA went to Moscow, and that's about. Is it about nukes in Russia? Is Russia going to use nukes? Is it about Iran? Is it about Iran was getting imagery from Russia, maybe imagery? And then there's also the story of they're testing NATO/EU testing boundaries. You know, like they say Europe is like, hey, if you attack one of us, you attack all of us. And Russia's like, let's see if that's true. Let's do some like small attacks. They had a little drone in Germany that had a bomb on it, and it was near some munition plants. So let's see if that happens, if that actually works or not. Because I don't know, you know, are they really gonna go whole balls to the wall against Russia if Russia keeps doing what it's doing? You know, Putin's a nice guy, right? He's a pretty nice fellow. No one should be mean to Putin. He's a nice guy. Is that connect? There's no connections between. I'm just a nut job, aren't I? Oh fuck. It's NWO, by the way. See, I was curious. Did his the way he talked, did he change how he delivered it? I remember his face. He had the black. He wore black. But I was curious. Was it still the same thing? I don't know. I'm not gonna. The robot. I'm gonna get the robot to get. I'm trying to get the robot to get like 50 of these things, 50 versus 50, and compare them. Because I'm not gonna do that myself. I'm not gonna read fucking Hulk Hogan speeches. Where were you, brother? You can just do grimy. Australia. What's Australia? Down under. I can't do this very well. Which is why I think LLMs and AI are fascinating, because they're just doing an impression of you people. They don't act, but you people think you actually come up with ideas. I think you actually are LLMs before. I think you people are robots too, but you people don't want to know that, because that's, if you say that, humans are robots and you're just programmed because you have sunk cost fallacies. Well, most of you have sunk cost fallacies, and you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound, and you're not going to be like, oopsie, you know. Same way with that shooter dude. He was like, you know, his boyfriend was a nut job, but he wasn't going to be like, I got to break up with her. He was like, if I shoot that guy, maybe she'll shut the fuck up, or he or she, whatever. I'm not here to play that game. I don't care. There's an hour-long documentary by some guy about that girlfriend, but interesting story. Interesting. And kratom, I saw this one video. This guy was doing kratom, and he would get like headaches if he didn't do kratom. So it's a drug too. And then gas stations, and then they used to sell ephedra back in the early 2000s. That was ephedra. I never did that. I wonder how good that shit was. I wonder how good ephedra is. Huh. Robinson Crusoe. I did not explain that very well. I need to go back and rewatch that Robinson Crusoe Nobel speech thing. That was interesting. Mm-hmm. And this guy's crazy because he was doing ABC stuff. And then I like that neon thing. That's funny. Stardust is the other one is Stardust, which is all matter besides hydrogen and helium. And helium is supposed to be from a star exploding. So also you could turn that into a conspiracy theory if you wanted to. There's a pretty good conspiracy theory. They're intergalactic, something like that. That'd be fun. That was fun. I had fun doing that, I guess. I'm under arrest probably now. You can't make fun of Taylor Swift, man. You can't. She's a celebrity, man. And it's like a drug. These people need their drugs. They need their Taylor Swift. She's a drug for them. And then you just keep moving the quantities around. You keep, like, the fentanyl goes up and down in percentage. And fentanyl's like cheap. Like a gram of fentanyl is like supposed to be like 1,000 doses. And they still can't, even if the drug is like cheap, they still are fucking ripping these people off. Yeah, because it's about movement. It's about keeping them destabilized. They're constantly trying to, the elites are always constantly trying to destabilize you people. They don't want you having like a constant worldview. You know, they want you to keep like a 1 meter vision. They don't want you having a 10 meter or 100 meter, 1,000 meter vision. They want you looking 1 meter ahead. Hey, where can I get that cool drug high I got? You know, like Taylor Swift and celebrities and stuff. That's similar to, that's funny. Is that sane or is that insane? It's sane. I'm gonna say it's sane. You're just a nut job like that other guy, probably. Probably am. Also, I think this meme was from a long time ago. The conspiracy board. Did people do a lot of conspiracy board jokes where they were like, I know some people did it, but some people, like, what if you do it like half seriously, half not seriously? Like, because this is like half serious and half not serious, right? Humans only feel movement. That's common knowledge too, right? The first time you do kratom, I bet it's really good, and then it just becomes shit after like a month. And then you're like, I need kratom. I think that's the end of the joke. Yeah, that's the joke for now. Fuck, I forgot to put the second part. This is the second part. I erased the board. It's only been 2 minutes since I ended that thing. It was about Barron Trump. It was about Barron Trump and the bounty on him. They put a bounty on him of 10 mil. 10 mil. Iran supposedly put a 10 mil bounty on him. This joke is actually from last night, but whatever. It's interesting because it's the joke is, oh, the elites are all sociopaths. That's not just the Americans. The Iranian elites are sociopaths. The American elites are sociopaths. the Chinese elites. I've said that. I said that already. I just want to point that out. I'm not discriminating. I believe the elites are all sociopaths. E-L-I-T. How do you spell elites? E-L-I-T-E-S. Uh-huh. And so my idea was they need to make like this is sarcastic, but it's like also it probably already exists. You know how there's like the Silk Road? There was the Silk Road, whatever the Silk Road is now. I don't know what the Silk Road is now. But the Silk Road was like the Tor drugs. And Tor is the secret internet. And then I don't know if they can do this. There's two ways they can do this. They either have to do over the normal internet, or they could have a Tor version, and it would be, hey, is someone annoying? Because they can't, you know, this is a government money. That's Iran money. But like, what about in like the federal government could have like a federal government? Hey, if that guy disappeared, 100K. Or the state could have one be like, hey, that guy disappeared like 50, and then the cities and the towns, and they could have like a board where they're like, hey, ew, I don't like that guy, 10K. And it could be, I don't know if it would be on the internet or the Tor. And it could be like state, they could tax it, like the government could be like, hey, we don't like these people, let's get rid of them. Don't give Trump could do this actually, because he could get rid of like immigrants this way. It'd be and he can tax it. Don't give him ideas. Don't give that fucker ideas. Because you can do it. There's the Tor version. And there's the open one, the open version. Open to everyone, and then the Tor. The elites already have this. They already have like a, hey, you know, if they want someone to disappear, they got some bounty systems probably. I don't have any evidence for this, but my gut tells me they got a bounty system if they need to. Bounty system. Now, would they open source it? Would they be like, hey, little, you know, like you get rid of wolves, it's like, hey, $100 a wolf, or whatever they do out west, I don't know. Would they do that? I don't know. I thought that was a funny joke, though, because, and the elites are all sociopaths, so just so we're on the same page. I'm not here to discriminate. I don't care if you're, whatever, Tor, drugs, Silk Road, so it's a Silk Road, but they might open source it. If they open source it, that takes cojones. Now, they have it on Tor, probably. But do they have it on the open internet? That takes balls. That would take a lot of balls. Trump's got balls. Also, do not fuck with Trump's kids. He's a sociopath. He will do like, if you touch that shit, he will do like 1,000 times worse to you probably. He seems like one of those nut jobs who would do that, you know. So, not that hey, that's rational. It's actually rational to do that, by the way. You know, I know it's supposed to be eye for an eye, but it's actually more rational to do, hey, you eyed me, I'm going to take 1,000 of your eyes. It's normally actually more rational to do it that way. But just because, you know, it creates a disincentive for them to, like, accidentally hit your eye or something. So, let me make sure I get a full page. I don't know if that one's rational either. I mean, that's just a fun idea, because, like, think about it. Think of all those annoying people in your daily life. You could just have, like, a bounty on them. It'd be like government sponsored, and they could collect taxes on it. It'd be like marijuana. It'd be like legal. You know, they legalized marijuana, and then they got the money from that. They could legalize, you know, bounties. You got a bounty on someone you want? Hey, as long as the government gets its cut, you know. That's interesting. Taxes on bounties, because it's technically only illegal if the government says it's illegal. There's no morality in this. It's just, you know, does the government say it's okay? And you know, there's zero nobility. Actually, are the nobles sociopaths or the nobilities ones? I don't know. That's a good question. Zero nobility, or the United States has become 100% noble. It's either the United States has become 100% noble and now everything is like, hey, there's a bounty on it, let's go get the bounty. Or there's zero nobility, and now everything is just, you know, dogs. Hey, you want some meat? We'll collect the bounty. It could be either. I don't really know if that connects or not. I think what reminded me of that Robinson Crusoe thing is where I'm doing the two-voice system. Because the two-voice system reminded me of that Robinson Crusoe thing. I'm not really in control of the second voice. I mean, it's not going to do anything illegal, but it's definitely saying very dumb things. You would never say some of this stuff. If I was a rational person, I would not say some of this stuff, right? I'm trying to guess what you fucking insane people are going to do next. I'm not endorsing it. I'm just trying to guess what you psychos are going to do next. Yeah, I'll put that on the internet.